Today we're creating beautiful DIY fall crafts that bring cozy ambiance and charm into your space. Welcome to the Chic Show. If you love budget-friendly fall home decor, stay tuned. Today's Harvest playlist is hosted by DIY with Aria, Lowly D's Creations, and the Southern Shell. This is one of the shelf sets from Dollar Tree, and I'm only going to be using the board out of this set. I'm going to fill 2 of the holes. I put some tape on the back so the filler had some place to stop. Once this dried, I sanded it back. I wanted to give this board a little bit of color before I actually paint it, so I'm using some Antiquing Glaze by Fusion. I've mixed together some sweet potato milk paint. I believe this is Sweet Pickins, and I'm going to start layering this on. The first coat, you just want to get it on there, and then the second coat, you can start really trying to get that crackle. So this is the second coat. I'm using my heat gun to see if I can get some cracks and chipping. I'm going to be using one of IOD's paint inlays from the Christmas release last year. It had a few fall things in it, and that's what I'm going to be using today. Normally I use chalk paint for this because you do have to apply it to the wet paint. But this time I'm using liquid patina, which you can do. You can place it down into a clear top coat, and it will do the same thing. You just can't leave it quite as long, or it will be the paper will be permanently adhered to your piece. So I have painted that on pretty generously. I've spritzed my paint inlay with water, and I'm going to lay it down into that clear coat. Now that I've got it where I want it and I have the wrinkles out, I'm going to be using a paper towel and spritz it with water and dab up any of the excess water, pushing down with that paper towel to make sure the paint inlay makes good contact with the clear coat. Now I'm going to set this aside to dry completely. You can tell when it's dry because the paper lightens up and you can't see the image quite as well. So once it is dry, I'm going to spritz it with water again, and then I'm going to use a damp paper towel, pressing down into that paint and dabbing up any of the excess water. Let it sit aside for about 30 seconds, and then you can start to pull the paper away. You can see here when using a top coat or clear coat of some kind instead of paint, you don't necessarily want to let this sit overnight because it does make it more difficult to pull up the paper. So I just kept spritzing it until I could get it to pull up nicely. I took it outside and gave it a spritz of a spray sealer and let it dry before I moved on to this next step. I did add Big Top once that had completely dried to seal it in and to give it a nice sheen. You don't want to brush over a paint inlay because it will smear. So it is a good idea to give it a spray coat of some kind of clear sealer first. Now I'm just adding on a wire hanger, and then this project will be ready to hang. Nothing says harvest like pears, and this is a piece that I created on Canva, and I printed it out on rice paper. I'm just going to cut out my image, and then I'm going to be using the burlap canvas on the left and one of these little wooden frames from the Dollar Tree. You can see my ink kind of blurred there on the pear on the right, so I'm going to fix that with a little bit of paint. I'm just blending some different colors together and using a wet brush so that I can blend it in with the color of the pear. Used some watered down antique wax by Waverly to stain the frame, and then I decided it wasn't quite dark enough, so I did go back with the antique wax without it being watered down, and I like this much better. I'm going to need some kind of backing for this frame and for my pears to be decoupaged on, so I'm using a piece of foam board. I cut it to fit, and then I went back with some brown paint and painted the edges of the foam board. I'm going to be using some liquid patina, and I'm squirting that onto my foam board, and I'm going to smooth it out with a brush, and then I will add my rice paper. I'll also be adding liquid patina to the top as well. Once it's dry, I'm going to go back and trim away the excess with scissors. I used hot glue to attach my frame to my pears, and then I added more hot glue to the back of the pears and glued it to the burlap canvas. In Sonnet's Maker's Box, you also get access to a digital download, so I chose this one to use in this project. The tag is from Dollar Tree, and again, I'm just going to use the wet tear method and tear out 2 of these pieces. Now, I just printed this onto regular copy paper. I painted the sides and the edges of this tag with the DIY paint in Eden. I didn't paint the very center because that's where I'm going to be decoupaging on those papers. I removed those beads. I should have done that before I painted, but I removed those beads and replaced them with some darker beads. Now that the paint is dry, I'm going to be using Mod Podge again. This time I'm going to be placing the Mod Podge onto the back of the paper. This paper is just regular copy paper. It's not too thick, not too thin, so I thought the Mod Podge would be fine on this and shouldn't have many wrinkles. So I put one of these pieces on the front and one on the back with the same method. I also reapplied a coat of Mod Podge to the front. I reattached my beads, and then I decided I wanted to add a little bit of distressing to each side. So I used IOD's distressing stamp, and I did make a mistake with the first time. I used black ink, and I should have used a dark gray, and you'll see that in just a minute. So here I am using that black ink. I'm stamping it onto the stamp, and then I'll place the stamp on top of this first side. You can see when I bring it up close that it is a little bit heavy, a little bit dark, but I can fix that in a few minutes. So for the other side, I decided to use this gray ink, and this worked much better. So my solution was to use my sander on the side that I used the black on, and I just sanded over it a little bit, sanded the edges and everything, and that lightened up the black. This is a bowl that I worked on previously for another project that did not turn out nice at all. So I'm just going to start over. I'm going to paint the middle of it with this chalk paint by Waverly. I believe it's plaster. And then we'll work on the outside. The rest of the bowl, I'm going to give it a coat of Aviary by DIY. DIY paint is a clay-based paint and it covers really nicely, so this only took one coat. This is another little image that I created on Canva, and I printed it out on tissue paper. And tissue paper is much thinner than rice paper, so I'm going around with a wet paintbrush along the edges and just tearing away the edges to create a feathery edge. Again, I'm using liquid patina, and I'm going to spread that around on the white part of the bowl. You do want white behind anything you decoupage, most of the time anyway, so that the colors really pop. And I'm taking that liquid patina and I'm covering the top as well. DIY paint does need to be sealed, so that's what I'm using the liquid patina for. I'm adding a coat of clear wax because that will act as an eraser when I go back with this dark wax to add over it. Now everything was fine until I rubbed across that paper and I ripped it. So now I'm going back with the dark wax and we're just going to go with the rip, let it look aged and worn. It already has kind of a crackly look as it is. So I'm rubbing on that dark wax and I'll go back with a dry paper towel and wipe it back. Once it's all said and done, I covered up that little spot with an apple, and I love this little apple bowl. Thanks for joining me today for these fall craft ideas. I hope you're inspired to add cozy ambiance and unique fall home decor to your home. Be sure to like and subscribe, and for more seasonal DIY projects, check out the playlist below as well as this video right here. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to share the chic. Bye now.